record. So, hey guys, welcome to our Team Perseverance team call. It is June 21st. Holy cow, can you believe it? We are heading into the summer months. For those of us that have kids, depending where you are, our kids just finished school last week. So our three daughters are home full time. But we're so excited. Summer's here, weather's good, and absolutely enjoying it. But for any new coaches that are on the call, welcome. If you were on the new coach call just before this at 8 o'clock that we just did, again, thank you for coming on. For any new coaches, again, that maybe didn't get on the call and don't know us, I'm David Atkins. This is Kristen Atkins. I'm the founding coach of Team Perseverance, and this is where we get to come together every other Monday night to go over news, training, announcements, recognition, and sometimes we have great speakers, a guest speaker like we have on tonight. So you guys want to absolutely be on here, and we're excited about it. So what I'd like to do is dive right into some of our announcements and share my screen. So let's do that, and let's roll through this, and so we can get over to our amazing speaker that we're going to have tonight. So guys, first is any new coaches, if you're on the call tonight and you may say, oh my God, what do I do next? The announcement post under the Team Perseverance team page goes over all of the things that you need to do. We have a first 60-day roadmap, so you kind of know what to expect the first 60 days, our new coach starter guide, and then every other Monday night, like we did tonight, before our team call at 8 o'clock, is our Getting Started Right call, and we go over everything, and we just did that tonight. So be sure, if you missed the one tonight, that you get on the one in 2 weeks. Calls, meetings, and webinars. The National Wake Up Call was today, and my boy, fellow law enforcement officer Mike Ullman, New Jersey State Police, was on today. How I promote Beachbody on demand and get customer results. He is a cancer survivor. He is also an 8-star diamond that he recently hit, just like myself, and it's just absolutely amazing. Mike's call today, so you definitely want to check that out. And if you missed it, obviously you guys know the recording is up on the Team Beachbody Coach 411 page, as well as you can get it on the podcast. Some push goals. To be at the New Leader Conference, you have to be a 1-star by the end of the year. A lead coach, 105 leadership points. You have to be a 5-star by the end of the year with 2 new diamonds. Premier, you have to be 75 leadership points and be a 2-star within the year. Guys, no matter where you are in your business, at some point, or I want to say now, you want to be pushing to be an elite coach and strive to hit that goal. Everybody should strive to hit that at least once, to just do the work to really propel your business forward. I want to give some recognition to our team volume rising stars for June. Our rising stars, this is if they had over 200 team volume points in their week leg for the month of June. And I want to give a shout out for this group of coaches that hit the all-star status, that have 500 team volume points or more. So congratulations on that group of people. And again, guys, this is only up to where we are now in June. Actually, it was up to last Thursday. And then our legends had at least 1,000 team volume points or more. So congratulations to our legends on there. Kristen, Chad, and Liza, Joan, Melanie, and Lindsay. So guys, great work. Guys, again, our theme for our team this year, Together We Rise. Not I rise, it's Together We Rise. And the summer months with 645 coming, with body coming, with all the things that are coming, this is not the time to be settling for where you are. This is not the time to allow excuses and procrastination. You know what I heard today? Amazing, amazing thing from Mel Robbins. The number one habit that people are stuck in, that crushes all goals, crushes all dreams, stops people from achieving whatever they want, the number one worst habit that we all have is hesitation. The hesitation to push play, the hesitation to do that invite, the hesitation to do that follow-up. Guys, that is where most people live. Don't live in that gap. Take action and move forward. And we're doing it together. We are all striving to level up our businesses at least one more level. If you are Emerald, get to Diamond. If you are Diamond, get to Star Diamond. If you are Star Diamond, get yourself to Premier or Elite. We do it together. Work with what you have, with where you are, because what you have is plenty. I always say that. All right, next slide, Coach Summit. Kristen can just talk quickly about that.
Okay, so as you guys know, we will not all be together for Coach Summit because we are all over the world. So what we're going to do, those of you guys that are coming to us in New York, we are going to be having 3 different get-togethers, but I'm going to actually start a group chat with you because it's not for the whole team. So just send me a message if you are going to be coming to us in New York, and I'm going to start a group chat for us. For everybody else, the things that we're going to be doing that will be live together as a team, as an opportunity for us to Zoom together, will be the super workout, which will be held on the 16th, July 16th, that morning. We're going to do it like we do Be the Light. So we will all Zoom together, we'll all do the workout together, and we'll come together and chat at the end of the workout. And then also that evening, the 16th, that Friday night, is the celebration. Now, last year we had one of our very own coaches in the Beachbody Challenge, which was incredible, and we all had our team party virtually that night. It's going to be the same idea. So Friday night, the celebration, we will do a team Zoom so we can all be together for that. I will put more information in the team page, but just mark down the 16th will be our Zooms. And any of you that are coming to us in New York, just send me a message tonight or tomorrow, and I'm going to put you into a group chat so we can just do our plans privately there. It's just easier.
Okay, breezing through this, guys. All right, some important things. All right, this is a big deal. Cookies and Creamy is coming tomorrow, so make sure you jump on that. It will be available in challenge packs. It should be live, I think, at 1 o'clock.
That's what they said.
We think 1 o'clock our time, Eastern time tomorrow, so make sure you jump on that. Flash sale is going on that we're doing with the team.
Okay, so the flash sale will be around Cookies and Creamy launch, like it always is. It is the same group, and I'll post it in the team page again. If you're not in that group, I post the link all the time. But it's the same group that we do all of our flash sales in. We're going to be highlighting only a couple of little packages that are summer-based products. I find that doing these, over and over again, that less is more, especially when we have a big launch like this. Most people are going to want the Cookies and Creamy, but we are highlighting the total what do you call it, the Summer Strong Challenge Pack, because Cookies and Creamy will be available in that. And we are highlighting, which is such a good deal, is the 3-day refresh and Shakeology challenge packs, because then you can get Cookies and Creamy and get a 3-day refresh, and it's like super cheap. It's $140 to get the both. So that we're going to be highlighting as like our main thing. And remember, if you have customers, coaches, challengers, you want to make sure they're in that group and that they post their confirmation picture that they ordered within 2 days. And I will do the raffle on Friday morning. So they have to post by Thursday to be eligible to be in the raffle for Friday. So don't miss out.
Okay, guys, this week we're doing we're trying something new. We know Reels is where it's at. So we're doing a sneak peek through Reels. So every day we're putting up one Reel that talks about something with coaching, right? Do you want to add anything with that? Or
so I've gone live in the team page. I've been going live in the team page about this. Today was day 1, and I have to say, I want to give a shout out to those of you guys that did it, that got it up, and that shared with us in the team page. I like watching your Reels, and I like how we can all use our creativity differently, and we kind of all have a different take on how we present it, and I love that about it. So today's topic was any misconception or anything that you were skeptical about when you became a coach. And again, the cool thing about Reels, they're 15 seconds, they're quick, they're fast, they're furious, and it's just another way for us to be sharing the coaching opportunity. So in the team page, I went over what each day will entail. Tomorrow's Reel will be who are you looking for your team, or who is coaching for? So all of the characteristics of your ideal coach, you want to talk to that person. And you want to also share your Reels into your stories, so that way you have people who might miss the Reel in your stories watching it, and you can also share it to Facebook so you have more eyes on it. And again, you always want to have a call to action. Message me for more information, or give them a poll, some sort of call to action every single day, talking about coaching. And I think it's a fun way for us to connect with other people that might be interested in coaching. So good job, you guys, on all of you that shared today. It's not too late to share your link, so we can all see what you guys did to be inspired by you.
Okay, so 6:45, we all know, is coming next month. We had the special call last week with Amwala. on that. The team sneak peek group is set up that Shannon Larice is on. Shannon, do you want to add anything quickly to that?
Sure. I just wanted, because it's coming very quickly. So everything is coming up next week. I went ahead and went live in the group today. The sample will be up, and we are going to run a 5-day free group starting Monday with sample workouts for the week. All the posts are pre-scheduled and all there. So invite your people, your prospects, your coaches, everybody. Let's, show them how great of a challenge group that this is going to be. We'll all start with the same program the first day, which is going to be 645. And then they will be able to either get BOD for 2 weeks free. That's up to you to work out with your prospects, or they can go ahead and click on the sample Vimeo links that I have posted and scheduled every single day. So for 5 days, we'll have a sort of like a challenge group sneak peek for next week.
Thank you,
Shannon. Thank you, Shannon, for doing that.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, there's also on the champions page, there's going to be a training boot camp on 645. And guys, I'm breezing through the last announcements. The Summit Super Trainer workout promotion. So anybody between by June 8th and earn Success Club point between June 1st and 8th will be entered into a drawing for a chance to win a workout and be on the new body platform. So that happened as well. There's a new PS Coach Success Club qualification report. You definitely want to check that out. It's right in the Coach Online office. It gives you a lot of details on how your coaches are doing, just so you're aware that's there. The retention point promo for Success Club ends this month, so make sure you're aware of that. The June Challenge Pack purchasers and first-time seller promo. This has to do with 645. So anybody that purchases a Total Solution Challenge Pack this month will be given a code so if they get the pack between June 1st and July 5th, they're going to get a 50% off code for a 645 VIP early access digital only, or 50% off the bundle that launches on July 6th. So be aware of that. Success of retention point, we spoke about that. Sorry, I doubled up. Summer Strong, it's the final week for this before it ends. It's just for the month of June 30th for $140, guys, which honestly is a joke of a price. And then our team marketing calendar, guys, just as you can see, we're on the 21st. New coach calls tonight. We did that. Team call, cookies and cream is tomorrow. And then the last week, it does say a real look at coaching. We bumped it up a week. So just so you guys are aware of that. So, all right. I know we went quickly and that took 15 minutes, but I didn't want to keep our guest speaker from waiting any longer. So, guys, I'm really excited to have Kate on this call tonight. She's an absolute rock star. Guys, she's only been a coach for 3.5 years. 3.5 years. She's hit elite 3 times in 3.5 years. She's been the 2-time top 25 in the company twice in 3.5 years. Like, I'm trying to stress, like, we have coaches on here that have been on for years and are still sitting there waiting for things to happen. Obviously, Kate knows how to make it happen. She's a mom and a wife. She's been a full-time coach for 3 years. She brought her husband home, listen to this, from law enforcement 2 years ago, which I absolutely adore and love. That's obviously close to me. She's an 8-star diamond, and she's absolutely killing the business, and she's very good at running bod groups, helping people get started right. So we're here to hear Kate's story and also hear her best tips that she's going to share with us. So, Kate, the floor is yours, girl.
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
You good? Okay. We just moved. So we are in our new home that we are completely renovating. And so it's like mass chaos, like just give you a little look at my current office. But I'm super excited to chat with you guys. Just going to go through my story and kind of share what has been going on the last 3.5 years, and then talk to you guys about bod groups and getting people started in your challenge groups and like how to run kick butt challenge groups. And if you are in the I think new coach to emerald place at Summit, I'm going to also be touching on this at Summit as well as a panelist. So you're going to get the content wise. But I, like David said, have been a coach for 3.5 years. I signed up in December of 2017. At the time I was a teacher. So back in 2016, my husband and I, which he was just my boyfriend at the time, we moved out, we graduated college, we moved out to California from Colorado, where we both grew up. And we moved out to California, and everyone said we'd be back because we just had so many roots in Colorado, but we really wanted to just like take. Also, my dogs might make an appearance. It's just a chaos mess over here today. But at least my husband has the baby upstairs. I heard him start the bath, so they'll be upstairs. But we moved to California, and we moved away from our family. We moved to Orange County, and I had my first year teaching position in Los Angeles. So I had about a 2-hour commute one way, because my husband was trying to get into the academy for Orange County Sheriff's Department. And that academy process is about 6 to 9 months. And at the time, he couldn't really have a full-time job because of all of the the polygraph and the background checks and all the different things he had to do. He would have to ask for time off all the time. So he was working semi part-time at Lifetime Fitness and the kids daycare, which we always just joke around about because it's just so not him. But he was doing that, and I was teaching full-time. I taught first grade in Southeast LA, and I was working I had students from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. So it was a really, really long school day. I worked for a charter school, and I had this really long commute, and going into teaching. So my undergrad's actually in athletic training, and I decided I didn't want to tape ankles the rest of my life was kind of my mindset around that. So I wanted to be a teacher. So I got my master's in education, and I went and taught first grade, and I was the teacher that was going to change the world. I went into it as this is my dream. This is what I'm going to do until I'm old and gray. And then I got to it, and I was like, is this it? This is what I'm supposed to do the rest of my life. And I just didn't know that first year. I just didn't know if that's what I wanted. I started to suffer from extreme anxiety, and was just feeling really burned out on my job and the commute. And I absolutely adored my students and the people I worked with, but I just didn't feel like that was my purpose anymore. And so I kind of wrestled with that for a long time, but on the flip side, I was also putting my health on the back burner. So I started to gain a lot of weight because I was turning to food for comfort and really struggling with emotional eating. I stopped working out completely because I felt like I didn't have time. I was leaving the house at 5:30 a.m. and then I wouldn't get home until about 6 p.m. And it was a lot easier for me to go through the Carl's Jr. drive-through than it was for me to get home and cook a home cooked meal. And so I just felt I just remember there being well, this is just how it's going to be. This is just what being an adult is. This is just going to be the rest of my life. And I kind of had accepted that everyone just feels anxious. People just don't necessarily love their job, but they don't hate it. This is just the way life is. And we'll just always live for the weekend kind of thing. And I just had this mindset for a while. And then I was scrolling on social media after going to a yearly physical doctor's appointment, where she had told me that for my health, my dad has heart issues. My grandpa died of a heart attack. My uncle died of a heart attack. My other uncle had a heart attack, but survived. And my dad had a 99% coronary artery blockage it was in 2016. So it was right before I graduated college. And so I have a solid some genetic health concerns. And my doctor was you need to lose some weight and start taking care of yourself. And I was so overwhelmed by the thought of that. Cause I was I can't even figure out what I already have on my to-do list. And now you want me to figure out how to eat healthy and find time to go to the gym. And I was just that's way over my head. So, but I was like, okay, I'll try. So the first thing I did when I tried it is I went on Instagram and I started scrolling #fitness motivation because I just didn't have it. And even as someone whose undergrad degree is in athletic training in sports medicine, I actually worked at the gym when I was in college. I was just not a gym person. Like I had always been athletic. I had always played team sports. I played intramural basketball. I coached middle school basketball, and those things kept me active. But I was not someone that would like go to the gym ever consistently. I had the membership, but I never used it. And so I randomly stumbled upon my coach's transformation photo. And I just remember looking at her post and being like, dang, I look like her on the left and I want to look like her on the right. And not just because of like her body, but she just looked so freaking happy. And at the time, I just want to also like point this out is my coach is Ashley Feldison, who is a 15-star diamond now. But at the time she was like, I don't even know if she was a diamond coach. Like she wasn't someone who was like super successful. She had just left her teaching job and was starting to be a full-time coach. So she, I think, was like that diamond 1-star area. And I just started, all I did was like her photo. I didn't follow her. I didn't fill out the link in her bio. I don't even think that was a thing in 2017. I didn't message her. I didn't comment. I didn't do any of that. All I did was like her photo. And the next day she was in my inbox with an invite. I was saying, thanks for the love on my photo yesterday. I'm putting together a group, like some accountability group. And I just wanted to see if you wanted to jump in. And I was like a super easy sign up. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Like, I'll do anything at this point. And I put it on a credit card because like I said, Curtis was training in the academy and I was a first-year teacher. So we were living paycheck to paycheck, but I was like, I have to do something. So I put it on a credit card. And I was like super consistent for 2 weeks and then I quit. And I told her that at-home workouts don't work, that I don't have time to meal prep, that Shakeology is an overpriced protein shake, that I have to go to the gym to get results, which was so funny because I never went to the gym and got results, but I thought that's what I had to do in order to see results. And I just told her like, thanks, but no thanks. I'm glad it works for you, but it's not for me. And so for 9 months, I watched her. I was an inactive discount coach. I didn't actually cancel like a discount coach membership. I canceled my BOD, but I didn't cancel that. And I was getting charged $16 a month for 9 months and didn't know it because it was on this credit card that I like didn't want to look at and didn't want to like bother with. So I didn't realize I was getting charged every month. And then in December of 2017, I had moved to a new position. So I was at a different school in like South Central LA. I was teaching middle school. I was middle school literacy specialist. So I worked 6th through 8th grade with literacy development. And then I was English language coordinator from 6th through 12th grade. So I was in a new position. I had new kids that I had. My 8th graders were the best. I was coaching middle school basketball, but I was still where I had been at 9 months prior. I hadn't gone to the gym. I hadn't done anything to like get myself any further along. I was still in that mindset of like, this is just the way it is. Like, it's just going to be my life. And at the time now Curtis had gone through the academy. He actually graduated the academy that fall and he was working in Orange County Sheriff's Department jail and night shift. So it was like horrible. And we had opposite schedules. So we never saw each other and I was still commuting really far. And so it was just really, really hard. And I just remember looking around my classroom on a Friday afternoon during lunch. And I was just like, is this it? Like, this is just gonna be my life for the rest of my life. And like, am I okay with that? And I can't even explain it, but I just had this moment of like, I'm going to be a Beachbody coach. Like, it's so funny because it sounds so ridiculous, but I just had this random epiphany where I was just like, I have been watching Ashley for the last 9 months and she is so happy and she is so healthy and she has gotten incredible results with her health. She's still showing up every single day. And I think I could do that too. But if I try again, I have to be a coach for the accountability because I was like, I know that if I try again, just showing up for myself, it's not going to work. I have to show up for other people in order to get results. So I texted her and I was like, tell me about this coaching thing and don't BS me. Like, is it actually legit? Do you actually make money? And she told me everything. I think at the time she was like maybe a 2-star at this point. I don't know. Again, not like an elite coach, not a superstar coach. She didn't have 10,000 followers on Instagram. She was just like a girl that I connected with, and saw myself in her. And when she believed in me, I started to believe in myself. So I signed up on December 1st of 2017. And it was at the this is a very timely call because it was about a month before 80-Day Obsession launched. And so I was like, okay, there's going to be this 80-day program that launches in a month, and I am going to go all the way in. And at the time I had about 30 pounds to lose or so. I hadn't worked out consistently in years. Years. And I decided to just go all in and give it my all. I had like 500 Instagram followers. I had maybe posted like a boomerang here and there, but wasn't like super active on social media. And I just decided that like I was going to be successful no matter what it took. And at the time, like I said, it was just to hold myself accountable, and it was just to like make a little extra money to pay for Shakeology, which was that overpriced protein shake that I now drink every single day. And I cannot wait for cookies and cream meat. Like, don't sleep on cookies and cream meat because it is the only flavor that I can shake up, because I'm a very big like texture person. It's the only flavor that I can shake up with water or almond milk and drink it straight. Like every other flavor I have to blend, but I love cookies and cream meat just for that quick, that accessibility. So I was just like, I'm just going to make enough money to hold myself accountable and, you know, be able to pay for my shakes and get my nails done whenever I want it. Because my sister-in-law always had to pay for me to get my nails done with her because we would always go before payday. So I would have to pay her back on payday. And I was like, I'm so sick of doing that. I want to be able to pay for my own freaking manicure. And so 80-Day Obsession launched in January of 2018. And I did just as I had said I was going to. I went all in. I was waking up at 4 a.m. to get my workout in because, of course, it was hour-long workouts. So I woke up at 4 a.m. I was pressing play by 4:20. Every single morning I did a boomerang of my Energize, and I would do my workout. I would listen to personal development while I was getting ready and on my commute to work. I would teach during the day, and then I always said if I listened to personal development on the way to work, I could listen to music on the way home. So I would like drive home, and then I get home and I work my business for like an hour or two at night. And I ended up losing like 15 pounds with 80-Day Obsession. I went from like a size 12 to a size 6. I cut out. I was like living on Starbucks skinny vanilla lattes, which I'm like, I don't know why I thought the skinny vanilla latte part was the skinny part was actually going to make a difference. Skinny vanilla lattes and the double smoked bacon sandwiches, and then a Diet Coke in the afternoon. Like that was like my vices. And I cut them out cold turkey. I was like, nope, I'm not going to drink any more pop. I'm not going to drink any more coffee. I'm like not doing it anymore. And I ended up getting so healthy. I saw incredible results. And I think by the time I had finished 80 days, so it was like what, March or April, I was also like a 2 or 3 star diamond. And I mean, Beachbody doesn't guarantee success. But I ended up surpassing my teaching income by June of that year. And so I left teaching in June of 2018. Curtis was like, well, if it doesn't work, you can just go back to teaching. And so I was like, okay. And so I started working full-time as a coach. We hit 5-star elite in like August of that year. I remember at the beginning of the year telling corporate, like, I'm going to hit elite this year. I'm going to hit elite this year. And they were like, maybe you could shoot for premier. Like, I remember people at corporate just like honestly doubting me because I don't think a lot of people or anyone had really ever done what I wanted to do before. And I was like, I'm just going to do it. And I think because I was sharing my journey so vulnerably and I was being my best challenger and getting results and being a product of the product. And all I was doing was sharing my journey and inviting people to join me. I wasn't doing anything crazy. I had really terrible lighting in all of my photos. I didn't know what a preset or a filter was. Like, I wasn't doing anything fancy, but I was just sharing my journey and inviting people, and then, you know, making sure that they got the most incredible experience as well. So we hit elite that year. We got married at the end of 2018. And then in 2019, Curtis sat me down and he said, do you think I could leave law enforcement? Because he was just so burned out. And he was like, I just don't think that this is what I expected, or I just don't think that this is what I want for the rest of our lives, especially when we have a family. And so that gave me like another why. Like, and I feel like one thing that has nothing to do with my topic, but your whys can evolve over time. Like when I first started, my why was literally to hold myself accountable and make a little extra money. And then I started to see potential in the business. And I was like, oh shoot, like I think I could leave teaching. And so then I like hit that goal. And then Curtis saw the potential after he was seeing that. And he was like, do you think like we could both do this full time? And so that was like my next goal. And then in April of 2019, he put in his 2 weeks notice and we moved to Arizona. And so we've been here for the last 2 years. And Curtis actually just started. So he's been at home with me for the last 2 years. 2019 was really hard. We went through infertility. I was diagnosed with PCOS and hypothyroidism. We went through infertility, had a miscarriage at the end of 2019. And then we were scheduled for fertility treatment at the beginning of 2020. COVID happened and it canceled our fertility cycles. So we didn't know like when we were going to be able to start our family because we had less than a 5% chance of being able to have a baby on our own. And then once fertility clinics reopened, they said, just come in. We're going to do your blood work. We're going to, see if we can get your cycle up and running again. And I had to take a pregnancy test to make sure that like, if I was getting put on meds, I wasn't actually pregnant. And 2 lines popped up on the pregnancy test. And our little miracle baby is now 6 months old. And it is like the best, being a mom is the best thing in the entire world. And I feel like being a mom, like added this whole new layer of like my why. And it's not even like, sometimes I tell people instead of thinking about like why you want something, like think about what the alternative to not having that is. Cause for me, it's like a pain point to not be able to be at home with my son. Like I can't even imagine having to go to work 8 hours, having to be a teacher for, cause it's not just an 8 to 5 or an 8 to 4 or whatever, 7 to 4. It's a really, really tough job because you're bringing stuff home on the weekends. And I can't imagine doing that. And I'm so grateful for this business every single freaking day. And like, I am never going to stop because of him. So, and also I was saying Curtis now has started working on his golf career. He's really into golf. He's really good at golf. And he's now working for his PGA Pro certification to be able to like coach golf at a high school and do like management at courses and stuff. So it's really cool because my dream is now supporting his dream. And it's like this big, like full circle moment. So that is my story. I was going to say that's the Cliff Notes. That's not the Cliff Notes. That is my entire story. So I told you my story because I want you guys to hear like how, for me, I really was a challenger first, even though I signed up as a coach and a challenger at the same time. Coaching changed my life the most. Our life is totally different because of coaching, but the programs changed my life first. I don't think that if I wouldn't have gone all in with 80 Day Obsession and really like been the best challenger I could be, that I would be as successful in the business as I am, because I really think my life needed to change. Like my health needed to change before our finances or before like any of the stuff that comes with the business was able to. So I'm going to touch a little bit on like how I market and how I invite to coaching, because it is a lot different than what I used to do in 2018. So in 2018, I was very big into like inviting. I was like known for like the notebook method, which was like, I would invite 62 people a day for a really long time. And I personally think that social media has changed so much since 2018. And I don't think that that works anymore. So I don't teach that anymore. But I do teach how to invite and how to add value through content. Because in 2018, we could just like post, and we just like made sure we posted every day and we would get people to sign up. But now there are so many people out there like trying to sell stuff on Instagram. And so you really want to make sure like your content has value, whether it's to inspire, it's to entertain, it's to educate, whatever it is, like you're posting with purpose, and you're really having, you're speaking to the people that you want to help. So when it comes to marketing and inviting, I also think that being able to give people like a look into your group is key. So like showing them like, what challenge are you doing in your challenge group? We did like a 5 a.m. club challenge, or right now we're doing like a 30-day challenge. And I create like trackers for my groups. And so I like show people like what we're doing in my group. I show them like a little scroll through of the feed so people can see what it looks like, so that it's not like some like secretive, like secret society that like nobody knows what it actually is when you're talking about your boot camp or you're talking about your challenge group, like really giving them a look in. Because like I said, there's so many people selling stuff on social media right now that like, if you just aren't setting yourself apart from other people, not even just Beachbody coaches, but just other people in general, then it's just going to be noise and people aren't going to pay attention, and you want them to pay attention. So giving them a look into your group and like why you are the best coach for them, and like telling them why. What do you do that's different? Or what do you do that you think is key in helping your clients get results, and really sharing that, because that's what's going to set you apart. I also really believe in meeting people where they're at and getting them involved from the start with their sign up process. So I have done everything under the moon. I truly feel like the best coaches are just the people that try different things. And I was talking to another coach today. I was like, when you hear these accolades and you hear, you know, people that are successful and you hear like what they've accomplished, it just means that they've fallen on their face more times than you have. And they've just like, failure is the key to success. And so meeting people, I've done the whole, you have to have Shakeology to be in my group, you have to buy a challenge pack, et cetera, et cetera. For me now in this season, and the way that I help people is, if you get a Beachbody On Demand membership, that's good with me. And so I really try to meet people where they're at. Some people just want to start with Beachbody On Demand, and that's good with me. If you want to sign up for $99 bod, totally fine. But then I start to talk to them about Shakeology. I start to talk to them about the pre and post workout. Maybe I send them samples and say, you know, this is my favorite pre-workout. I'm super excited for you to try it and try the workouts or whatever. 9 times out of 10, if they're seeing people drinking Shakeology, drinking the pre-workout, doing stuff like that in your group, they're going to have FOMO and they're going to want to try it. So just because bod doesn't give you Success Club points, doesn't mean that that person isn't going to help you earn Success Club points in the future, because they might want to try Shakeology in the future. But I feel like just helping people, meeting people where they're at, has been like kind of my thing for the last year and a half or so, especially with the pandemic. And then getting them involved with the sign up process. So I also used to be the type of person that was like, here's the package, here's what you get, are you in? And it like kind of cut out like all of the different choices, and because I didn't want to like overwhelm them. But then I started to realize like it would be really cool if I could, I know some coaches like ask questions like, what are your goals? What are your, how much time do you have to work out? And for me, that's like pulling teeth. Like I am an introvert to the core, and like small talk literally makes me want to go to sleep. And so I don't like doing the back and forth with questions, especially because it'll take like 5 days for us to go back and forth on Instagram or via email before I help someone get started. So I actually created a quiz, which you can do through Google Forms. I did it through Typeform, and it's on my website, and it's called your Find Your Fit quiz. It takes 2 minutes for them to fill out. It's 5 questions, I think 5 or 6 questions. And it asks them like, what are your current goals? Like weight loss, active lifestyle, gain muscle, etc. How much time do you want to work out? What types of workouts do you like? And I have them rank, you know, cardio, bar, weightlifting, running, that kind of stuff. And then I asked them for like their email and their Instagram handle and how they would prefer that I reach out to them. And so I end up sending them a personalized message or an email saying, hey, according to your quiz, like I looked at your quiz, according to your quiz, these are like the 2 or 3 programs I think would be awesome for you. And I really tell them, you know, based on what you told me, this is what I would recommend and why. And I've noticed that a lot of people really like that personalized response because they're like, oh, like you actually care about the goals that I have and you care about, you know, what I want to accomplish. And it's not like, you know, before I did this that I didn't care. It's just that I wasn't taking the time to really like get their voice involved from the start. And I feel like now that I'm doing that, I'm able to build a relationship with them more from the beginning, which then actually helps them turn into coaches. It helps with that vital process because it feels like they're heard and they're seen. And so it helps them trust you. So just getting them involved in their sign up process and giving them choice and giving them like recommendations on why you think this package or this program would be best for them. And then after they tell me like, okay, I think the bar program sounds cool, or I think Lift 4 sounds cool. Then I go into pricing, and the pricing that I talk with them about is usually it's just the deluxe challenge pack, the regular challenge pack, and maybe regular Beachbody On Demand. Sometimes I just do the challenge packs and see what they say. And if they're like, that's too expensive, then I kind of go down to just regular bod. But it's really cool because I think if you can get them invested in like, you told them why it would be awesome for them, they're already invested. So then when they see the price, they're like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. Like I know what that is, instead of getting sticker shock when you're just giving them that option. So and the last thing for marketing and inviting is just sharing transformation and testimonials from your group or from other coaches on your team. Today's National Wake Up Call was really good. And he talked about, you know, sharing testimonials, not just your own, and not just your own results, but also the people you're helping. And in order to have those testimonials, you've got to be running groups, and you've got to be running really bomb groups in order to help that happen. So my groups, 3 words to describe my groups are simple, engaging, and duplicatable. I'm going to say that again: simple, engaging, duplicatable. I don't know if you guys know the Enneagram, but I am an Enneagram 9 to my core. I get overwhelmed very easily. I actually talked about this on my stories today because living in a construction site right now with renovations is very overwhelming. And if I have, you know, I get like analysis paralysis. Like if I have too many things on my plate, I just would rather shut down and scroll social media and watch Netflix and like hang out with my husband and my baby. I don't want to do anything on my to-do list. So I like to keep things very simple so that it kind of avoids that analysis paralysis, but effective. So simple and effective are like my middle names. So as far as simple goes with my groups, I run them in bod groups. I think bod groups is amazing right now. I feel like there were a lot of glitches to start. I actually had been in the Challenge Tracker app for like 2.5 years or 3 years, I think. And then they got rid of the app. I had really never been on Facebook for groups, maybe for a couple months. And then they got rid of the Challenge Tracker app, and then Bod had all of the glitches. So I actually went to Facebook and I hated it. I do not like Facebook groups, any of that stuff. And so I went back to Bod and we wrote out the glitches, and now I feel like it's amazing. It has really cool like tracking platforms and stuff. And so I run them in Bod groups. I do one group. It's just an ongoing group. I sometimes switch it out like halfway through the year, or I just make a new one every year. I also do, you know, if there's a program launch, I'll do like a program launch group, but I usually only have one group because if I have to like post daily in all these different groups or track people down to make sure they got into the monthly group, like that stresses me out. I want everything to be in one place. So I do one ongoing group. Everyone gets plugged into that group. And then I'm my best challenger. So I'm making sure I'm logging my shakes every day. I'm making sure I'm logging my workouts every day. I was not like this before. I kind of used to like not check into my group or like not log my own workout because I was doing them, but I just didn't think that it mattered that I did, but it does matter. I've even asked my challengers like what they think and what they love about my group. And they're like, I really love when you log your workouts, because even though you post them on Instagram, it's just really cool that like you share a little bit extra with us. And so I also, when I log my workout, I usually do like a little motivational blurb or like something that I thought of during my workout. So I'm on my postpartum journey. So I'm 6 months postpartum. And I have just been, this journey has been so humbling and just like very different than other seasons of my life. And instead of focusing on weight loss and focusing on like getting smaller, I'm really focusing on like mentally and physically getting stronger and just like accepting my body with where it's at and treating it with kindness and acceptance. And I know that weight loss and physical results are going to come when I focus on just showing up every single day for my health, whatever capacity that looks like, fueling my body with good foods, etc. So I talked about that in a post where I was doing yoga. I was like, you know what? Today, yoga felt really good. Like my body was like, I think I need a yoga day instead of like insanity or whatever. And so I just shared that with my challengers. And then what I do is I pin my workout, like I log it as a workout and I share that little blurb in my comment section. And then I pin that to the top of my workout or the top of my group. And that's my daily post for the day. So I don't do like any challenge group guides anymore. I don't do like an extra day of content because like I said, I'm super focused on content when it comes to my Instagram. And I don't want to get overwhelmed with trying to figure out content everywhere else. So I just make my check-in, my workout check-in, my content for my boot camp, and they really love it. So then every time they get into the group, they see my workout first when they get to the group because it's the first thing that's pinned. So that's how I keep it simple. That's literally it. And then when I'm lying in bed, because if you're anything like me and you're scrolling Instagram before you go to bed, instead of scrolling social media, I scroll my boot camp and I go through and I like all of everybody's posts and I make sure that I'm not missing any questions and stuff like that. And then my second thing is engaging. So simple, engaging. If you're bored in your group, so are your challengers. If you don't feel excited to go into your challenge group and log your workout and comment on people's posts, then your people aren't excited about it either. So you have to do something to like switch things up and get them excited about it. I'm also very passionate about the vital process. I feel like the vital process is something that we haven't talked about as a like at a corporate level since like 2017. And so the vital process, if you don't know what it is, it really is helping people get started on their health and fitness, helping them get results, helping them become coaches, and then mentoring them in their business. And so I truly feel like the people that change their life with Beachbody and the ones that bleed Beachbody blue are going to be the best coaches, whether they start as a coach and a challenger at the first time, like I did, and they go all in, or they start in a challenge group and they're a challenger for a while. And I'm talking like, you got to be patient with the vital process. I'm talking like years sometimes before they decide that they want to be a coach and they want to help people too. But I'm very passionate about the vital process. And I feel like if you want the vital process to work and you want your challengers to become coaches, which I have people that have been challengers for 3.5 years and they are amazing challengers, and not everyone's going to become a coach. And I'm totally fine with that. But there are people that are going to. So if you treat your challengers like you would treat your coaches, I think that it kind of naturally helps that vital process go along. So, if we do weekly calls as a coach team, then I'm doing a weekly call with my challengers. And sometimes I was doing like a half-hour Zoom call with them, but with summer and everyone's busy and everyone has, kid stuff going on or whatever. Now I'm just doing like a weekly live video in my group with some sort of like mindset or, whatever. I don't usually plan it out. I usually just go in there and I talk about something. So I do that. I also check in with them weekly. So I send them an email kind of with announcements or checking in. I also have a text messaging platform that I use that I really love. And I will randomly just like send a motivational quote or a check-in or something throughout the week to the people that gave me their phone numbers and they want that extra kind of accountability. And then I also do like monthly reflections and monthly goal setting with them. So I just send them a Google form and it has a couple questions like, how'd your month go? What wins did you see? Did you finish a program? What are your goals for the next month? And then anybody that fills it out gets a $5 Starbucks gift card, because I want them to be held accountable for like their own goals and like really reflecting on how the month was previously. And that's all stuff that I would also do with my coaches. Like my coaches, I'm reflecting with them with their goals all the time. I'm checking in with them to make sure that they're on track with their business. I'm celebrating them for Success Club. So we have a leaderboard for my coach team. For my challengers, I also have a leaderboard in my challenge group. So they earn points based on if they log their workouts, if they interact or engage with other people in the group, if they post their meal plan, etc. So they earn points based on different categories, and we have like a weekly leaderboard for that. And so we celebrate them that way. And that's really good because it just gets like the engagement going and it rewards them for just showing up on their health and fitness journey. So that's simple, engaging. The next thing is duplicatable. So I know that kind of sounds like I do a lot for my groups, but like when you actually break it down and you look at like, it's really simple. It really doesn't take a lot of time. I think sometimes people, as coaches, we can get so focused on like bringing on new people and, hitting goals and hitting Success Club every month and all that stuff that we kind of forget that our literal job as coaches is to help people get results and live healthy and fulfilling lives. And I feel like a lot of the time that we're spending on our business should be in our challenge groups, and it should be for the people that have already said yes to us. I think for the first maybe year and a half of my business, I was not very good at that. I would get people and I would sign them up and I would get them in a challenge group and I would help them get results and I would check in with them. But I wasn't super engaged in my challenge group because I was always thinking of like, oh, I need to hit Success Club. Oh, I need to bring new people in. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do that. And this year I've really taken a step back and I'm like, how about I just like take care of the people that I have? And I'm, really strong at taking care of the people I have. And then I'm going to go help people. I've never missed Success Club 10. So I've hit Success Club 10 every single month that I've been a coach. But I'm also spending a lot of my work time on making sure that the people that do say yes get a good experience. I always say over promise and over deliver. I heard that I want to be known like as the coach that over promises and over delivers. David, were you going to say?
Are you there? You got frozen for a second.
Oh, am I back?
Yeah, you're good.
You're good.
You heard your last statement. I think you were saying under promise, over deliver. I think that's what you
Over promise. Yeah. Over promise, over deliver. And I feel like sometimes people over promise and under deliver. So I want to be known as the coach that over promises, over delivers. And so I do spend a lot of my time just like making sure that my challengers are getting a good experience. Also, I'm starting to sweat because it is literally 115 degrees in Arizona. And in this room in particular, there is no ceiling fan. So I'm glowing. So duplicatable. I make sure that I don't do anything that my coaches couldn't do. So when I think of like the person that joins my team, she's probably working full time. She probably has kids and she probably doesn't have a lot of time. So I make sure that I'm not doing stuff in my group that they wouldn't have time for, or they wouldn't think that they could do, because when you do, stuff super crazy or you make yourself super available, sometimes it can hurt you because it's like, people that are interested in coaching, they're gonna be like, well, I can't do that because I don't have time to do one-on-ones with everybody. I don't have time to do all this kind of stuff. So then people that are interested in coaching don't think that they can make it available to themselves. And I heard that from the book, Freakishly Effective Leadership for Network Marketers. It's like a 2-hour audiobook and it is so freaking good and I highly recommend. And so I just make sure that my groups are duplicatable. Anything that I do in my group, either I give to my coaches to do as well, or I make it so that they can do it too. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. When you keep it simple and also effective, it makes it easy to teach it to new coaches. So being able, like if a person's in my group, I'm saying, hey, here's what I do for my group. I make sure I log my workout every day. I pin that to the top. I make sure I do weekly check-ins. I do a leaderboard with giveaways. And like, that's how you run a bod group. And so keeping it very simple. And then also my coaches, when they get started, they don't use my bod group. They make their own bod group from the get-go, because I feel like I've done it both ways, where people have used my bod group and then have also created their own. And I have found success in having my coaches create their own from the start, with me helping them create it, because it gives them a sense of ownership over their own business. Instead of it being like, I'm their boss, it allows them to be seen as the leader, be seen as the coach in the group. It also gives them a sense of urgency, because they're like, I don't want just one person in my group. Like, I want more people in my group, so that it actually looks like a group. And so I feel like the people that are going to be successful on my team, they are not usually intimidated by that either. They're usually just really excited about it, because when I'm talking about the coaching opportunity, or when I'm doing sneak peeks, I'm very clear, like, you're going to run these accountability groups. So they know when they get in, that's part of their job. So that is pretty much all I have, but I wanted to just lead you or end you with, you can do, because a lot of times people are like, okay, well, my group is like crickets. I do all these things. I do giveaways. I do a leaderboard. I do check-ins, but like no one responds. At the end of the day, if you are doing what you know you need to do to be the best coach that you can be, you can't force anybody to show up. I didn't show up for 9 months. I was an inactive discount coach, and I said all these things about how Beachbody wasn't going to work for me. And then 9 months later, I showed up in Ashley's inbox and I said, let's do this. So just keep showing up as the coach that you know you need to show up as, and your people will show up too. I have lots of people that are in my group that don't check in. I have lots of people. I mean, I think I probably have over maybe like 200 plus people in my group right now. And I maybe get like 30 people that respond to my check-ins. So it's not like all 200 people always respond to my emails. It is just a small fraction, but I know that those 30 people are super engaged, and I'm still going to email the other 170. And when they're ready, they're going to show up, and that's, and I'm going to be ready for them. No judgment. I'm never disappointed at anybody. I'm always just here for when they're ready to take steps in their journey. So that's what I got.
I love it.
I love
Awesome.
it. That's amazing. I do have one question for you. So your groups that you're running that are ongoing forever, Kate, do you ever purge like every 6 months? All right, this person hasn't been around, or is your 200 in 6 months going to be 300 to then 400 and you just leave it? So what do you do long term with people that are just absent?
Yeah, I usually just leave it. I usually just leave it unless I make a new group. Like last year, I think I made a new group every 6 months. So it was like the first half of the year I had my ongoing group, and then I created a new one in the summer, which I'm thinking I might do this year, just to keep things fresh and engaged, where I'm going to just create a new group. I'm going to send out the link to everyone. I'm going to give a reminder in my ongoing group, hey, make sure you get in this new group because this one's shutting down. But I usually just leave them in there for like the 6 months, and then we start back over. Because I don't know, I had a girl, I was doing the leaderboard today, and I was like, this girl hasn't checked in months. Like it's someone that I haven't seen in a while. So I feel like it just gives them an opportunity. Like, it's always there. But then you always have the mad scramble when you're like, even when you give them weeks ahead of time, like, make sure you get in the new group, you get in the new group, and then group closes, and you get all these emails that are like, hey, I can't access the group. I'm like, there's a new one.
I know. Exactly. Totally. I love it. Team, any questions? This is such great content.
Yeah.
Such good value. Anybody? I'll check the chat.
Hey, Kate, real quick. Hey,
hello.
From a dude. Do you have any dudes on your team?
My husband.
So does Curtis? Does he do the workouts? Is he involved there?
Yes, he does. He actually does the workouts. He was running like a dudes group for our team. Like, it was all spouses, and they were just like checking in the group. There was no like real content or anything. But he does the workouts, and he handles a lot of the back end stuff. He's like my assistant. So when people pay for their assistants, I have my husband. So he does a lot of my like bod renewals, stuff like that.
Okay, so that's amazing. Love it. Yeah. Just curious because dude here that is running his own team and not sort of like you have going on. Different for a guy.
Yeah. I think it is very different for a guy. And I just feel like, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like guys don't need as much support as maybe women do. Like, I feel like guys, from what I've seen, guys just like kind of like to do their own thing and they want to, I feel like from what I've seen. So Patrick Railman, I think you guys know who Patrick Railman is. He's like my up line. So he's like my great grandpa coach times 6. And so when I talked to him a lot about this, he's like, dudes are interested in the business. Like guys, like they are really interested in the business opportunity a lot of times. And they aren't like, they don't need a daily check-in in the group, except for like, hey, you know, Pat says he runs like a group chat and he'll be like, hey, got this workout in, you know, what are you guys doing today? Instead of like something fluffy about my postpartum journey. Like, I don't think a guy would really care to hear about that. So yeah, I think it is different, but I think you guys have an amazing man leader. So he probably has some good tips.
No, but that's really interesting. And that like, how can I like bypass all of that? Because I have so many women on my team and I'm like dealing with that, but I really want to work my business.
Yeah.
So like, how can I get past that and move forward? Because I am business mindset. I'm like, hey, I'm working out every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like that's what I see. I mean, from the outside, I think I see like, I see like Jamie Fitzpatrick and all these other men in the business, David, like talking about the business, like being super confident in the business and also the programs and also how the products can absolutely change your life and change your health. But like the business opportunity is pretty legit too. So yeah, I don't know. I honestly, every time I get a guy that's interested in the business, I just put him in a group chat with Pat and I'm like, hey, Pat, can you help me with this one?
I love it. What other questions, guys? Who want to hear questions? Unmute your line and put in the chat. Anybody?
Question.
Go ahead.
I think Shannon.
Yeah.
Shannon.
Hey. Thanks. You're super sweet. I loved hearing your story. I love that you are running an ongoing group. I've been doing that probably for 3 or 4 years now because again, it's just too much work. So kudos. And I don't take people out either. And probably the number one reason, before I ask you my question, but the number one reason I don't do that either is because Beachbody also changed their policy probably about 2 years ago, where if a coach canceled or a customer has been inactive for more than 6 months and they come back to you because they know that they trust you and they have a good space and so forth, you can still earn another 2 Success Club points.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just like a little thing that we don't really pay attention to. But remember, the whole thing that we're trying to do is always create a space that's safe, of value, and welcoming. So I love that you do that too. So thanks for reiterating that. Do you ever lead with the coaching opportunity? It sounds like you lead a lot with, relating to your journey and what women are going through where you are right now in that space, and that's good. But you have how many? You're an 8-star diamond, is that right?
Yeah.
And you've been a coach for 3 years. So other than excitement for the programming, how are you getting your mamas to work?
Yeah. So I, up until 2 months ago, didn't really lead with the coaching opportunity, to be honest. I always I would talk about coaching and I would obviously run sneak peeks and like, obviously I had to, or else I wouldn't be where I'm at. Like I would talk about coaching, but I didn't really kind of talk like boldly about how this business works and like the opportunity, the true business opportunity that's here until recently. And I also feel like that had a lot to do with just like getting very clear on my vision and very clear on my why, and being like, if this business didn't exist, like what's the alternative? And so I have actually been leading with the business opportunity for like the last few weeks, like straight business opportunity, because I'm like, we got to hit 4-time elite and we got big goals. And I feel like I was kind of thinking about, what is like the most fun part of the business for me? And it's teaching, obviously, because I used to be a teacher, and whether it's teaching someone in a challenge group or teaching someone how to grow business and be successful, that's where my like heart is at. And so I'm like, okay, I want to find the other Kates that want to do this for their families in any capacity, whether it's make an extra $500 a month, make an extra $1,000 a month, build a 6-figure business, like whatever capacity that is. And so I have been leading with the business opportunity. And one thing that I'm doing, that I did for my team, that I find is helpful, is creating a content calendar around the coaching opportunity. And so we're actually doing a challenge in my team page right now. It's 30 days. And every single day there is a social media prompt. And for the challenge, they have to post at least 4 of the prompts weekly. And every single prompt is coaching related. So it's like, what is your vision for the business? Or gosh, I can't even think, like how is coaching hold you accountable for your health and fitness? What did your paycheck do for you today? Everything. And I feel like if you have, just anybody on the call, if you ever have a hard time leading with the business, every single day, just before you go to bed at night, write down what the business did for you that day. Like, what did coaching do for you that day? Because I really feel like every single thing, like everything we do is because we're a coach. I do personal development because I'm a coach. There's no way I would get up and listen to a personal development podcast if I wasn't a coach. I didn't even know what that was. I work out because I'm a coach. It holds me super accountable. I get on calls like this because I'm a coach. I am able to afford X, Y, and Z because I'm a coach. I'm able to go to Wednesday morning swim class with my son at 11 a.m. because I'm a coach. And so just like, even if it feels small to you, like listening to personal development or working on your mindset or working out, like filling up a notebook full of what did coaching do for you today, and like being able to talk about that on your social media. Because I remember I had talked about, in the beginning of my business, I would talk about, like, this is a known post on my team, but being able to afford the big bag of dog food. Like, I remember having to go to PetSmart and it'd be like a Wednesday, and Curtis would text me and tell me that Bubba and Zoe were out of food. This is Bubba. I don't know where Zoe is. And I would have to, we didn't get paid until Friday. And so I would have to get the small bag of dog food, not to overdraft our account, because the big bag of dog food was like $70 versus like 27. And so I remember like the day that I was able to buy the big bag of dog food instead of the small bag. And like, that is something that I talk about. It doesn't have to be, anything crazy, or a lot of people think they can't talk about coaching until they are quote unquote successful, but like every single thing that you do to move forward in your business is a part of your success story. And so talking about coaching and being able to really talk to like who you were before you were a coach and like who you are now and where you're going is, I think, really good ways to lead talking about the business. And you really find like the people you're looking for when you start to talk about like where you're going and who you want to come along with you.
That's an amazing answer. I love it.
Yeah.
Guys, anybody else? Maybe one more question before we hop off. Anybody want to add anything else? Anybody? I'm looking around. Let me look at the second page. Nobody?
I feel
Yeah.
like everything you shared, Kate, is like almost like common sense, basic, simple. Like, and I think that we always have to remember that like this business isn't hard. It's not complicated. It really is simple. So I think, I think that your message today with being, duplicatable, simple, engaging, like that's the basics of everything that we do. So thank you for the reminder that it doesn't have to be over complicated, or, we don't have to overthink it.
Yeah. And that's like my goal every time. I always tell Curtis, I'm like, my goal is to get on a call and tell them something they have already heard before. Like, I don't want to get on the call and tell you something that you've never heard before, because this business really is simple. I feel like all the successful coaches do things very similarly in their own way, with their own flair and their own personality. But this business it's hard work. Like, it takes hard work, but it's not hard work. Like, being in law enforcement is hard work. Being working construction in 115-degree heat is hard work. This business is not hard work, but it takes hard work.
Right.
So
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let me check the chat. All right, guys, there's no other chat. Kate, thank you
so
much.
much.
That was so
awesome.
powerful, and congratulations on all of your success. And I can't wait to
And
watch
on that
you
baby,
continue.
congratulations on that miracle baby.
Miracle baby. For
thank
sure.
you.
That's a blessing.
Thank you. He's
And
the best.
tell Curtis to keep rocking it. And I'm
Mhm.
happy that he's home too. And absolutely amazing. And thank you so much. We greatly appreciate you. Team, this recording will be up tomorrow on the team page. All right, guys, thank you so much. And Kate,
Taking a
have a
picture.
great night. All right.
Bye.
Bye.